Okay. Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. 아니 다 가시오로. 아니 당가도 냠도 지트 아니 루 냠도 좀네 고만은 좀네 지켜면다. 아니 가서 타마도 지네 지하 정화당가로 가와서 버렸어.
So even though we have not been able to get together in the Gompa, but being able to get together in this way, we're still very, very fortunate.
아니 다 쇼치네 다 단데 갑라야 담블이야 아니 네두티가 아니 kenjemne 다 빠지 몸시 사지래야 아니 나타도 보고다 아니 뭐 트레이닝 사지 다 속셔도야 다 나와나 지금 가다 다 대갑라야 담블이야 뭐 동셔 되려야 다 니콜라지 감자다 삼로 마탄 빠지 치오매 받쳐야 래
And so there are over 400,000 people who has been infected by this virus, and over 20,000 people have passed away, and all these 7 billion people in the world are worried about it. There isn't anybody who's not worried about it. So in Massachusetts alone now, there are almost close to 2,000 people. And so all the students and the members of the Kurukulla Center, wherever you are, it's very important to be conscientious, to take care of yourself, to take care of your health, and to take care of your friends and families around. And so at this time, thinking about others, it is very important, to protect oneself, to protect, to save, to help others and to protect others. It is important to protect oneself from being infected by that virus. So because we're not aware of where the disease is in America, where it's coming from, where it's increasing from, and so forth, and therefore it keeps increasing. So once it is discovered where it's coming from, where it's going, and so forth, then I think it can be overcome. It is nature of impermanence also, which will not last forever, and eventually it will go away. And so in China also, the place where it started from, the Wuhan city, and there now for the last 3-4 days, there has been no new cases at all. Even though in other part of the China, there has been like 20-30 cases every day. And so all these the world organizers, the World Health Organizer and the leaders of each country and the doctors and nurses, they're all working very hard to how to control these things.
다나 쟁기 다 멤버다 아니 너스다 다 동조문에 타는 다 송변라 전에 시간이 쇼자요레스.
And especially the frontline workers like nurses and doctors, they're working really hard by putting their life in a stake.
세상에 다 콘솔까지 침보셔야 돼. 나 아주 뭐야 콘솔라 딱 나도 이세계 제도마다 콘솔라 까지 공고를.
And so from our side, we should really think about their conscious, their kindness. Even though there's not much we can do from our side, but at least we can think about their kindness and gratefulness.
다 나중에 다 콘솔라 나타도 먹어야다. 아니 콘솔라 코라도 소소 사마 남진지야. 아니 나타도 응고 제도하게 가도 레바자고 그래 문음 잡고 그래.
And also we should pray for right, for these doctors and nurses, to be healthy and strong, so that they can help others, and for themselves, to be not infected, by the disease.
다 나중에 다 다대가려야 미 파제 몸시라 나타도 포대를 다 콘솔문에 다니다 솔에 타다 마타게 땅원에 인가를 되래. 아니 콘솔 나타텔에 뉴트 트라야다 아니 생기 남다다 지다도 마요왕 거죠. 제대로 문음 잡고 그랬어.
And also pray for all those people who are infected by the disease, like about over 400,000 people now who are infected by disease. They have so much anxiety, so much worry, and so much suffering that they're going through. And so we should also pray for them, to quickly recover from their disease, and to not have so much anxiety and sufferings.
다 나중에 다 텔렌데서 받다 빠제 트레이닝 좀 차로도 콘도에 채팅하도 문음 잡고 요래.
And also pray for those who have passed away, over 20,000 people who passed away. Please, pray for them as well.
어떻게 다 먼저 텐데 쌈네 아니 다까마카시 곰자인다 다가로 쌈네 간지 다다는 해 잡로라야 아니 산지 좀 된데기 아니 샤당 다나지 정보를 보시 샤당 아니 주서 좀 망고를 보시 라서 바까지 아니 지금 때문에 무슨 제기도 자도 소소 나라 유저를 간지 소소들이야 아니 지금 라마 잡아 살아치 봐요 쌈 텐들라 다 단대가 저한테 잡는 거죠 쌈부터 따내야 아니 까마카시 거죠 쌈부터 곰잡쇼.
So now for a few minutes now, we're going to do meditation, just thinking that, whatever I just mentioned, just thinking about that. So by thinking about all these holy beings around in the space in front of you, like His Holiness Buddha Shakyamuni, just like you see behind Geshe, and His Holiness the Lama, and then there's a Padmasambhava Guru Rinpoche, and then Green Tara. So all these holy beings up in the space in front of you, and then in their presence, imagine doing this meditation.
Okay, start now. Okay. Ed. 아니 뭐야? 아니 다 말아서 아니 소소만이 다 말아서 렌데 캐는 게 이래. 점로 캐는 게 맞다. 단대 걸려야. 아니 사지 주기는 들어야. 아니 문에 또한테 자자 자자. 아니 지금 이체 어떻게 되니? 아니 캡스에 본다야다. 아니 렌데라 선도 따야다. 아니 다 나신 게 근데 영화다 다 겨와 남에게 생진 신득을래. 임바 선도 따니야. 다 소소만이 샘라.
And so, as a Buddhist, we believe in karmic law of cause and effect. we believe in death and impermanence, right? So we should, take a refuge wholeheartedly in the three jewels by thinking, about the karmic law of cause and effect, how this is the result of the common karma that we all have created together. So by thinking about that, we should not have so much of anxieties or worries and fear about that.
아니 다 네게 체대야 당군나 전에 다 남을리야 다 깨워 담바까지 처음에 이다 물음작이로 저와작이요래 나사도 마영와도 나사도 조는 얘도 봐 자야게 물음작이요래.
So there are all these holy beings, in this world, are all praying, praying for this disease, to go away quickly, and for nobody to be infected by this disease.
대체자 안에 다 단대갑라 아니 지금 소소 약속소나 아니 그 탑시 연나 아니 추로가 만들어 됐다 탑시 약속으로 차대요 그래. 아니 나를 대갑라 다 양지 되게 짜장한테 대와야나 아니 산주때 다 이래니고 두두로 짜자는 건 상당한 바인 거래. 다 시당한도 산지 따고 하고 그러대나 다 되게 많이 받지. 아니 소소를 뒤에 동바여와야나 아니 디제데 담저제네 아니 소소고 로종제야 곰제야 아니 용달아야 좀마다 만나서야 제나 아니 뒤에 조금 정도 그래.
And so at this time, the best method, is to stay inside, and then to avoid this disease, right? The best method is now to stay inside, and while staying inside, do not spend all your time just watching TV, because more you watch, more bad news you hear, and then more worry you become, more anxious, you become. So it is not really good, for your mind. Instead, do other things like, spend the time, if you have time, spend the time doing the practices like meditations, recitations of the mantras, prayers, and so forth. Then time will go very, quickly.
제가 소소가 샘데 드네지 칼라지 따자와나 샘랑 남자당 진나데 아니 고 드네기 진나고 등에 저거 말해.
So if you think about that, think about when you do your practices and prayers, when your mind pay attention or focus on those practices, then the mind thinking about all the fears will not manifest.
Okay. 그래서 다 된대대 만도 내가 전부시라 자등도 대만도 땡이 상절람도 저어대 남주나 당한도 되져요 말에 내가도 그래 아니 로종체야 냠내체야 공자에 되져준다고 요 말에 다 단다 다 맞지라체로 카드에 간다 아니 곰카 특별스 대한 곰자에 또 지금 상적으로 샘다 샤마다 이제 콜라마 선도 당고 대내가 전부래샤.
So this time, is really good, to spend doing the meditation practice. Normally, we have to work, right? So we have to go to work, and we don't have time, to do our practices. But this time, we're kind of forced to stay inside. So this time we should spend the time doing that practice. And especially at this time, meditating on loving kindness, compassion is very, very strong and powerful.
제당에나 아니 니마타바 가지 다 삼제 참매제도 만남자야다 체네 아니 만나다 도마사데요 아니 뒤세촌에 뒤서 만당에 강에 뭐죠 뒤세 만도 강에 치는 레고도.
So and I'm also spending all my time doing this practice, reciting Om Mani Padme Hum and Tara Tutaturu Sotara mantra, for the welfare of all beings. And when I spend this time doing these practices, I don't have any trouble spending the time. And I have trouble not finding enough time to do. I don't have trouble to how to spend the time.
제가 안에 어제 아까 두 전에 안에서 강 톱톱치다 아니 따토토야 같이 취해서요 나는 달라마가 지시 같이 취해서면 달라마가 지시요 세대 다 단대 갑라문에 전에 선보다 이제 차대요 와.
And so in short, just like it is said in the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, if it can be fixed, Why worry about it? If it cannot be fixed, then what's the point of worrying about it? So this is really time to put that teaching into practice. So we can think like that, then it will be really good.
Okay. 아니 다테는 거 첨부지다. 다테는 거 첨부이. 땅도 계산을 쳐는 마. 땅도 아니 사다 람세된 것도 시행으로 왔어.
And so that is very important, to keep in your mind. And now we're going to start, our actual topic about path and grounds.
다 살람 세대 가더라. 나도 사제가 살람 들어와라. 사제라. 나도 저단 되네 니요다. 다 되네 자가던 도거나. 남도도 나고 남도가 남까지요래. 아니 다 모타도나 모타 람까. 렌도나 렌 람까지로 와. 사제테로 람 대를 파뇨발라 람까지 도고로 와.
So when you say path and ground, it's the same like path, the path to that you walk on, and when you go on the path, to go to somewhere, you need a path, right? So the path, and so this is talking about the path to enlightenment, and just like because that's the path, that's the way or road, to go to the state of full enlightenment. Like if you're going to New York, then you have to follow the road and follow the path to New York. You have to follow that path just like that. You have to follow this path, to reach the state of full enlightenment.
아니 바깥쪽으로 도천에 아니 삼로다 아니 방도 사제세대 아니 수수 샘기 바깥쪽으로 아니 삼로 땅땅 제원전에 상지거든요 말이지.
And so how do we reach to that state of full enlightenment is through this path. So how we travel on this path is by changing our mind, changing our way of thinking.
Okay. 어디 다 도천에 아니 가지로 아니 사단 남선을 가다 산재가 살아야 한다야기 아니 소소 냠내 제기 아니 타삼로 땅땅 아니 샘기 다 지원도 돈들을 왔어.
And so the path and ground here is referring to that practice, right? That practice of changing one's mind, through the practice, or thinking thinking in certain ways, by thinking about that and changing one's mind. Through that, you travel on that path to the state of full enlightenment.
제가 아는 간도 지라 근데 요라 담보 간도 가르고 그러잖아. 새 니가야 코에 등알아야 등알 모신이 되나 탄독로 있고 요래.
And so in order to travel on that path, first we have to understand the suffering of the samsara in general and the suffering of this life, and have a strong wish to wanting to be free from that.
나 단대 잘아야 아니 나타 telaya 뭐 참에게 나타데 니가 첨보야 봐. 이거 소라 니가 여봐다 신에 단 담을이야 뭐 동시 되게 참에게 telaya 삼로탄이 다 telaya 같이 자고 봐.
So right now they're just like the suffering like that's going through in this world now, and suffering of this virus. And so all these people in the world, 7 billion people in this world, are all thinking about that and thinking about how to overcome this suffering.
대체는 내가 다 나도 아니 되게 아니 고외 동안에 단독을 로직 깨토와이나 아니 나도 다 사달람 세대가 사달람이 된다 치바레스 오늘 텔레파람가 쇼요레스.
And so if we can think in that way, to want to be free from the suffering of samsara, and in order to be free from that, then you engage in certain practices. So that practice is the path.
뭐지 다 된대가 고와라 단대게 료데 아니 년생 이마당 제 그대에만나 깔리 잠고 왔네 로데 지금 나가 수주 제대와 정화이나 아니 민주사를 개와이 말이지.
And so, thinking about the suffering of the samsara and wanting to be free from that thought, free from that suffering. So having that thought, throughout day and night, all the time, right? And when you have that thought spontaneously, without any effort, and then you have generated the renunciation.
Okay. And ta anel call la kada the lamla kadi enjo kadi chelana kada ta lamju koda chawa ibares.
And so whenever the person has generated that renunciation, and then the person has entered into the path.
Ani tendi we lamte shajo go semji semmeba yena ani nyentu lam sa chado yo ibare. Shajo go sembo sanna tawachum lam sa chado yo ibare.
And so if that kind of renunciation is generated without bodhicitta, if that renunciation is not conjoined with bodhicitta, then it becomes the hero's path or solitude realizes path. But if when it is conjoined with bodhicitta, then it becomes mahana path.
Heda ta tande kamne ngara so bena shajo go semle ya samno to gom jawa yena. Ani manju jela ngenju ke kabla ya manju tawachum lam shudo yo ibare.
So right now, if we think about the compassion and loving kindness, and then generate bodhicitta, and that bodhicitta, when that is with that bodhicitta, when we generate the renunciation, then we enter into the mahana path.
Oh, this. I am an Anzu and ya tawachum into a lamb got kind by the no shigo, tomorrow chagores.
And so, so even though you don't, even if you don't enter into the hero's path, but you still have to understand, the hero's path.
Okay. And it talk on the July, but that he call it in the Hako, but at Mumbushi Chabaros.
So because we missed so many classes in the middle, I remember now where we stopped last time.
And it any cara Yentu on the Karo Tente on the Shivin into Chida, any Karo. That's it, Kaloro. And the Tente on the Shivin into Tavada, and it lam and the Sheta into Tavade.
And so then when talking about the hero's path, there are two, right, in terms of the tenets and in terms of the path.
And it are Tente was you into Savada, and it Sharamawata, Dodivaniga, and it Tente was you into Chatagores.
So in terms of the tenets, the first two tenets, the Vaibhashika and Sautantika, are the Hinayana, the tenets.
And Oma Yimba Yena Ya, Semsomado, Oma Rajaba, Tanjava Kari Yimba Yena, and it Shanjaga Sem and the Che Mevachi, and then Ninju Jedayana, and then Yentu Kata, Yentu Lamchuta Chadu.
And so even if you are a proponent, of the mind-only school, Sawat Tadriga Madhyamika school or Prasangika Madhyamika school, but if you have not generated bodhicitta, then you becomes the Hinayana tenets.
Okay, that Tendega and into a lamp Tamodala Solam Lavadi, and Tendega Shanjaga Semki Marsembe and Injulo Javada, Yendigo Solam La Shuba, and it that teaches out the
Yeah, so that kind of renunciation, if it is not conjoined with bodhicitta, then it becomes the hero's, the renunciation, hero's path. You enter into the hero's. So, having generated renunciation, not conjoined with bodhicitta, and entering into the mahana, hero's path, are at the same time.
And it Yendi Tambu to the Kalapajita, Shinning of the Topi Chablap Chore, Yendi Solam Chumuchi, Chumding Kabla, and the Topi Chabres. Yimba Pajita, Yendi Lamba Shu and the Pajita, Pajishan, Toku.
So I'm pretty sure that when you enter into the hero's path, you have already generated karma abiding.
제가 그 무슨 신에 대해 제가 빼자나한테 세워서 제가 요 말했어요. 와 톡거리서 했는데 이 말이 나고 다 남주 안에 람건도 같이 와야나 아니 톡거리서도 용거 나가더라.
It is not mentioned in the text clearly that one has to generate, one has to realize karma abiding in order to enter into the path. But logically thinking, you have to have karma abiding in order to be able to generate renunciation. So the genuine renunciation, not artificial, but the genuine renunciation, in order to generate general renunciation, you have to have a calm abiding.
어디 다 같이 간지 다 람탐보들 손놈이라 그래. 아니 되네야 아니 지 다음에 다 인도에다 다음에라 미베 상통서지 그래. 대가디 토바이나 아니 강가도 요놈 바로 요놈 사차로 그래.
And so the first part, is the part of accumulation, right? And so at that time you have generated the karma abiding, and then later in the since it is the selflessness, a selflessness that one meditates on in hero's path. Therefore, whenever one generates a special insight into the selflessness, then one has reached the second part, the path of preparation.
제가 안에 딱 제가 돈이 되시다 다음에 되시다 또 그래요. 영업가다 다음에 되시다.
And so at that time you have realized the selflessness. During the path of preparation, you have realized selflessness in the manner of meaning generality.
근데 딱 되시다 딱 가려드나 내지 인사를 삼삼용 거 같더라.
So when you say in the manner of meaning generality, means like so it has to be like that. It has to be. It must be. It may be like that. I think it is like that. I'm thinking like that.
근데 대시다 다나 chance 좀 줘도 좀 들랑 갈 som도 더 줘도 안 통과해 봐. 그래서 내지 여러 정도 이게 시작을 해서 되는 대시라 그래.
So manner of meaning generalities. Meaning generality, is like now if you close your eyes and then think about Geshe-la, so you can imagine, right? You can imagine Geshe-la. Like so Geshe-la looks like that. He has this kind of complexion, this kind of color, or he wears this kind of robe, and so forth. When you think like that, that's the meaning generality of Geshe-la.
아니 미세셔도 딱 거기 코 걔가 정해면서 소동도 대랑에서 돌아 그래.
But when you open your eye and then you look at Geshe-la, and then you see Geshe-la clearly, and that's the direct realization.
어때? 다 딜리디 아니 조랑바디가 아니 다음에 응어서도 가디 도와이나 강사한테 돈아바차로 그래.
And so now that practitioner on the path of the preparation, whenever he or she come to realize selflessness directly, then she reaches to the path of seeing.
제가 안에 대방에 돈 돌아오면 되니 맞아 가던 거 돌았다 이 맞아.
And so the clear realization of the truth, is the definition of the path of seeing, right?
아니 대라야 아니 돈아 냠자이지 돈아 제다이지 이거 말해 내가.
And then you got to remember soon.
대방에도 그래 어디 대방에 돈 돌아오면 되니. 뭐랬다 아니 돌아 아니 냠자이지 제다이지 되니 거는 돌아다 섬샤게로 왔어.
Yeah, so then there's so he says the definition of the hero's path of seeing is the clear realization of the truth, truth. So, and then when it's divided, there are three kinds, right? The exalted wisdom, of the subsequent attainment, and the hero's path of seeing. So, and then there's the exalted wisdom of the meditative equipoise, and then there's the exalted wisdom of subsequent attainment, and there's the neither of these two. There are three divisions, right?
You guys see that text?
On page 18.
Okay. Okay. Good job. Even this is much easy. You don't have to, very serious cushion. Just stay in your bed or comfortable. Maybe we should do this all the time. You save the time, save the gas. Anyway, what did you? 아니 다 년대인 돌아 아니 냠자시 되네다 년대인 돌아 냠자시다 이도 was. 아니 딘데게 냠자시 돼. 나 가로. 아니 년대인 돌아 받체만한테 같이 냠자시 차대요 그래서. 보다들라마 같이 냠자시 가서 지라야 봐. 냠자시 세대 같이 예증원에 터다지다 예증원에 터다니요 그래서. 아니 예증원에 터다데 예 담에 따와이나 다음에 이 간지만 대 다다 맞아봐야 봐. 집바임 봐. 이체 문제 쓰는데 아니 다음에 라미 되게 다 조선 되게 다음에 라미 봐 나지 팅 거지 아니 좋아하던데 근데 군동아 차서 그 tel라 미게 돼서 이 냠바를 해야 돼. 그래서 고 그래서
So the exalted wisdom, of the meditative equipoise, is just like equally, equally same or equally equipoised, equally equipoised. So what it means is like from in terms of the object, in terms of the subject. So in terms of the object, is like the object is lack of self-existence, right? Lack of self-existence. So all the objects are equally same, being lack of self-existence. And then when it says like in terms of the subject, the mind that realizes the selflessness, like the wisdom realizing selflessness. So just like the mind, the main mind realizes the selflessness, then all the omnipresent mind associated with that mind also realizes the selflessness.
아니 다나지 강사지라 다 인연의 제대로들 로데 인연의 제대로들 다 자아종아 민통도 왔 지나지라 미시에 인연의 제대로들.
And so that during the meditative equipoise, that mind, that realization of the mind, that the mind that realizes selflessness manifest. So just like right now, when you're looking at Geshe, your eye consciousness is manifesting now. Other consciousness are not manifesting. Your eye consciousness is manifesting.
아니 tende게 냠자 이시 telata 아니 tel라 구조 나와요 말이에요. 구조 나와 매바 있고 그래요. 구조 그 말에 담이 집어놔야 되거든요.
So the meditative equipoise, the wisdom of meditative equipoise, is only seeing the selflessness. So it doesn't have the appearance of the conventional truths. Conventional only sees the selflessness now. And of course, it should not see the self-existence. It's only looking at the selflessness, so it should not be seeing any self-existence. And so just like that, it's the subject and object should not be different. It should not have the appearance of the subject and object as different. So that's called the non-duality. So if it is meditative equipoise, the wisdom of meditative equipoise, then it is necessarily the wisdom of non-duality.
Okay, that is the nyamja is. That is the jet is that. Then nyamja le ya lave, but I'm not going to go to manage ya lave kapia. Jet nyamja ti jig topa. Nyamja ti jig topa la jet is that kanji. Me tell ya ani chance ko sem. Ani ta nije. Ani tonge sem ba zo kanga ngi check chogo res. Nyamba jade ka to ngi check yo ba ida yo res.
And then next one is the wisdom of the subsequent attainment. So subsequent attainment, is after you wake up, from that meditation. And so when you're in a meditative equipoise, you're absorbed into meditation. And then when you come out of that meditation, it's called the subsequent attainment. So during that time, then you develop other conventional minds like loving kindness, compassion, and all other things. Of course, you do have loving kindness and compassion during the meditative equipoise also, but it's not manifesting. So when it manifests, is at the subsequent attainment.
Oh, that then you can't mind any tola said, Nindi tola pache malanda, namra landa, Tana jinke, any jetapa, and Nindi tola pache malanda, any seme sheda, any charge with senda, the Zosha. Nindi tola jetabaja, and a dame to be shut up down, and a Tony to be shut down, dame to be shut to the.
And so then the nether of these two, are the loving kindness and compassion, in the mind, of the mind of the hearers, who is on a meditative equipoise, or also there's a realization of the direct realization of emptiness in the continuum of the hearer and who is at the post meditative equipoise.
Okay, what is that? That ani yindi thola nyamja jite ta ra ji damela tiji ni nyamja ji ka shi nyindi damba yindi thola nyamja ji kenye ta ta nyamja ji la mabole gore damela nyamja ja chore I thola nyamja ja chore ani tangible utawa yana ani ponjila nyamja chore gore stela.
And so, like it says here, the definition of exalted wisdom by meditative equipoise of hearer's path of seeing is the clear realization of a hearer's truth, which is the meditative equipoise focused on one pointedly on selflessness, which is its object. And so here in the hearer's case, it would be the selflessness, right? And then in the solitary realizers, it would be non-duality. And then if it's the hearer, the prasangika madhyamika or savatana madhyamika, it would be emptiness.
Okay, that tendiga ani yindi thola nyamja ji la kadna ani yindi thola pache mala se chik namdola se de chik tenji kano yindi thola nyamja ji summishi ngo gore.
And then when it's divided, there are three: the uninterrupted path of the hearer's path of seeing, the path of release of hearer's path of seeing, and exalted wisdom of meditative equipoise of hearer's path of seeing, which is neither of these two.
Okay, ta yindi thola pache mala se de kaje thola thola namdola thobala pache de thobala pada chi ni karo pangaja ji lo was ota thig pache ka tho mare sa ro ta se do chena pache melam pache me pa se do la kape cham do.
So the definition of the uninterrupted path of the hearer's path of seeing. So one is uninterrupted. So it's not like there's nothing can interrupt it, from achieving the path of release, of the hearer's path of seeing. So that's like that.
Pache me pa se pena ngaraso pena dene ni odo gana lamkala ko kyendo mena ko pache ma jamo ko ta balen do ko bos. De da pache mela se de thola namdo lo thobala pache ka mo thome de pache khate cha thome la gore.
And so just like when you go to New York from here, then if there's nothing happening, right? Nothing happens on the road, you go smoothly without any interruption. So you go smoothly there. But if there's something then happens, like accident or car breakdown, then it's like interrupted. Your journey is interrupted like that. So just like that, here, in order to achieve the path of release, of the path of seeing, here's path of seeing, there's no interruption. So with that, you achieve that without any interruptions.
Ane tejla ane namda se de ane ta godek mi de kaje namda lam namtro lam kaje namba thobala thoba thola thobala pade chobege ane dhowale thoba inza namtro lam se de thokyo de.
And then when it says the path of release, it's actually when you have overcome the delusion, right? When you have ceased the delusion, so it's called the path of it's called a path of cessation. It's a path of cessation, and so that's that's you achieve after having ceased particular kind of delusions.
Odi, that thing karma ni thing thola nya ya sam. Ta nyindi thola pache malaya maya nyindi thola namdala ya mayengi. Ane nyindi je thola nya ja shi ingi sha go yo des.
So now the third one, which is the neither of those two, right? And so you have to have a meditative equipoise, the wisdom of meditative equipoise, which is neither uninterrupted path of the hearer's path of seeing, nor a path of release of the hearer's path of seeing.
Eta nyindi thola nya ja shi thing kare da rai chibe damela te chini nya nya so chi ka kare nya ma chi ani nyindi dama ga thola dos rai je rayel te chibe dame te ani koji ka je te so so sama sam sho.
And so, so when it says, focused one pointedly on the selflessness, which is its object, you have to pay attention to that part, which is its object. Okay.
Okay. What is it? Ane teni kanma to ta chilo yong wachi ta sami. Ta kaada ka ta mela te chi de nyamba chi be nyin te chi midamba na to ka che dang ka ngoka chi pa cha chi be nyi to do ji nyi sha pa nyi de to la pa che mala nyi se.
So that will come later. And so now here it is talking about the definition of the uninterrupted path of the hearer's path of seeing. So it's a clear realization of the truth of hearer, which is in meditative equipoise, one pointedly on the selflessness of person, and which serves as the actual antidote, for the acquired afflictive obstructions, which are the objects of abandonment, which correspond to it.
Okay. And 다 내가 강사가 다음에 뜻이 뭐냐지 나와 마토 라이 기 다음에 남도 되는 것이 용이래.
And so here it says hearers, which is in meditative equipoise, one pointedly on the selflessness of person. It says whether hearers in a selflessness of person, and which serves as the actual antidote for the acquired afflictive obstruction, right? So it doesn't say. It only says the selflessness of person. It doesn't say selflessness of person, which is its object. So you see the earlier it says which is its object. So that's what I said. Pay attention to that part.
Okay. 대치지. 아니 뒤올라야 아다가 뭐까지 빠져 집에 내려 끝달라고 마토 아니 내려 끝까지 이니 셔발라면도 대라야 내가 지금 그래.
And so it says an actual antidote for the acquired afflictive obstruction, which are the object of abandonment, which corresponds to it. So which corresponds to it, right? It doesn't just say object of abandonment, but it says object of abandonment which corresponds to it.
네가 간접 소속의 빵 특징이 얘를 빵그래서 말다. 얘를 강가 빵그래서 말어.
So what it's saying is correspond to it, which only corresponds to it means like only that is abandoned by that, not everything, it's not everything. It's not all the acquired afflictive obstructions are, not every acquired afflictive obstructions are abandoned by the uninterrupted path of hearer's path of seeing, And so what acquired afflictive obstruction it abandons is only the ones that corresponds to it.
예.
Make sense?
지금 가래 거기서나 간제 나도 미라고 내가 제가나 미소수 내가 강제 투가 지어마다 미 참말라 내가 집바 차등인데 차고 막 제도 말아 왔어. 간제 소수 강제 투.
So just like when we do some kind of job, right? We each have our job. So each person have their own job. We can't do the job of everybody. We can only do the job of our one. Whatever job is given to us, we can only do that. And so it's similar to that. So you can't do all the job. You can only do the job that's assigned for you.
Okay. 제가 아니 그나 잘라로 짜고나 미슈 첨보나 텔레트 첨보자야. 아니 대면에 한 텔레트 중앙시. 대면에 중앙시 짜야로.
And so like if you're carrying some kind of stuff, right? If you're using a machine to carry some stuff, then there are different kind of machines, for different kind of load, of the stuff, right? And there's a machine for carrying, bigger stuff, and machine for carrying small stuff. So every machine can't carry everything. So small machine is assigned for small things, big machine is assigned for big things like that.
다지 되네다 다 된데게 예를 끄다서 가르드나 강사게 다 끄달라고요. 그래서 예를 끄다서 돼.
Lost.
강사가 다들 잡아도 다도 끈다. 강사가 다도 끄다고
So
진짜라 야마나 소속 전태야 와. 야마나 진짜라 때문에 강사가 대박 잡아래 삼게 캐낸다고 삼게 대략 들려려고 그래서.
So when it's acquired afflictive obstruction, that's referring to the grasping of the self-existent, self of person, existence of the self of person, right? And so the acquired, meaning it is acquired, through some kind of belief, and you believe in something, and then you say, "Oh, it's like that," and according to that belief, you are told to think that things exist in certain ways, and so thinking that because in a wrong way because of that is the acquired afflictive obstruction.
Okay. 아니 다 대바제 나도 그다음에 바제 사회도 shago 사회도 바제 배자나데 세우스케 요마드나 사회도 마찬가지 사회 마파나 야주고 주께한 거다 바제 나도 그다음에 사회도야 아니 니도 바제 말하기 뭐까지 또 shago 이래.
And so that acquired afflictive obstruction that corresponds to that uninterrupted path of the hero's path of seeing, is abandoned. It abandons, I think, including its seed. If it doesn't abandon the seed, then it will grow back again, right? It will come back again. So when that is abandoned, you achieve the path of release or the path of cessation, then it doesn't grow anymore. So that shows that it has to be abandoned. It has to abandon, and including the seed as well. And then it says the actual antidote. So serves as an actual antidote. And so actual antidote and antidote, that's different also being, when you say actual antidote and antidote. And so like the or hot and cold. So when you turn on the heat, the cold becomes less and less. The cold doesn't dissipate right away, immediately, right? It becomes slowly, slowly, slowly become. So the heat, is an antidote for the cold, but it's not the actual antidote. So the wisdom realizing selflessness, is the actual antidote, to the grasping at the self existence.
And
so the grasping at the self, of the person, it's like we're a person, right? So thinking that we exist, just like the we appears to us, we appear to us just like we appear to us. If we think like that, we can call that grasping at the self existence. 그 따지러 언제 또 무슨 말이야? 지금 뭐 하시나?
시라모 달라 먹고 다시다 인터사이드 와.
그래.
간제 따바와데 지오데 간제 제다 체제 가야 맞다 맞지. 근데도 아무 로는 고요를 이제 제다 체제 몸으로 된다 와인 거です.
And so usually, when we talk about the in the hero's tenet, like the Bhaveshika or hero's tenet, and they're talking about something, like a person who exists, as independent, single by itself without depending on others, and prominent like that, and so that kind of grasping in that way is called the self-existence, grasping at the self-existence of the person.
된대근 전발에 tele드나 라초아 차비 차바치게 그래. janshla 당와지 그래. 나라 고도 나가는 뜻은 차바치. 그 메칼 녀모서 야만 나다 따원 통면도 야만나 아니 갈에 지체도 텔라당 당와지 그래. 되니 뒤갑다 나스야데. 아니 타고네 다트 바나도 나기 그래. 나도 하고게 맞다. 나기요 봐.
And so at that time, when we have that grasping at the person, as being prominent, independent, and single, then we'll have strong attachment to it. So even though it appears like that, and when we have attachment, that's how by seeing that person as like that, as being independent, as being like beautiful all the time, same, not changing. And beautiful from by itself without depending on other things, independently like that. So because of that, we get those delusions. But we don't realize that we are having delusions because of, seeing the object that we are attached to, as being prominent, independent, single.
하나지 저도 나도 선물이던데. 야만은 미jel을 수수 콩도 쉬우지 사와나 티가 강다된 남주도 말하고 지난 그래서. 야나 미jel랑 나도 쉬우지 가대요나 티고라요 말하고 지난 그래서.
So when we have a very extreme mind, towards somebody, like either like very strong hatred or strong attachment, then we see that person appears, to us in a different way.
제가 정보를 무슨 송도 디갑랑을 나도 다들 잡았을 남게 오래 송도 was.
And so at that, his owner said, at that time, we're seeing the self-existent, the self-existent of the person.
어제 다들 밤마무 좀 먹어지. 강들 된디긴 전박다 아니 소소 전태원기. 아니 전백은 전박 가사세티 제다 채실라 가자 말때 봐. 아니 다 롱와 도도 투tum네 잡아지 요래 삼백 된디기 겐틀라 삼모탄 등은 전박라 구달라 그래. 내가 니네 통화 받지마라 세티가 디 끝다다 대가 아니 세번에 잡아 빠고 요래.
And so, the grasping at the person, as existing independently, without dependent cause and condition, and so forth. And so, seeing that, is and seeing that because of certain belief or because of certain reasons, you come to believe that, right? That's called the acquired afflictive obstruction, and the acquired afflictive obstruction. And is abandoned by the hearer's uninterrupted path and the path of seeing, and that it abandons all those occurred afflictive obstruction, including their seeds.
제가 통화 받지 마나 받이 가사가 다음에 무엇을 또 요래서 가사 랑을 잡아 추동을 잡아 다들 잡아 많이 받을 무엇을 또 요래서 또 요래서 대세 삼빈 잡아도 코 장시군 통화 깨봐도 코 매도 가도 요래서.
And so the hearer's uninterrupted path or the path of seeing is the wisdom that realizes emptiness directly. And so because it's the wisdom realizing emptiness directly, and therefore it does not see things and existing independently or as permanent and so forth. And so so the mind that sees that is completely seized by this the hearer's uninterrupted path or the path of seeing.
제가 말아서질라 남주 소소고 아마도 진세 아마는 미글라면 대이 삼대 삼바지 레거도 잘라카니만 미치 알테 말다 내려서 코라테 따바잖아 내만 소소라 란 쳐바다 내만 대이 삼바도 코 가도 멘도도 왔어.
So just like when you have, because of the belief or or because of some reason that somebody explained to you, and you say, oh, this is how it is, and then later when somebody explains, oh, this is not how it is, then when you come to realize that this is not how it is, then the mind believing that this is how it is completely gone.
제가 돈을 받지 말라 깨봐다 단도 끝당 가봐 개념이 뒤지 차리서 그래서.
And so the moment you generate the uninterrupted path, the path of seeing, and then you completely stop, or you cease that mind, that sees the things that's existing independent and so forth.
아니 자사 담아낸 제가 남신 임무지를 나게 빼셔야 돼. 빼나 나와도 못 봤어요. 빼나. 말아서 카메 나라야 저요 그러야 담부 나고 셔야 되고 왔어. 록바바다 나고데 내가 차 되냐고 봤어. 담보로 버튼에 갈래 나고 말로 말고 콜로 바바다 나고 콜라로 그러고 대치 바창 돼서 된다고 하지.
어디 가서 버지멜람다.
버지멜라 깨와다 아니 그당 가도 그래.
And so the moment you generate the uninterrupted path or the path of seeing, then you cease the acquired afflictive is an obstruction. So that's at the same time. That happens at the same time. It's not. So just like Gyaltsen Tamarinchen gave this example, and when you turn on the light, when there's a light, the darkness goes away. The moment that light comes in, the darkness goes away. It's not like light comes in and then darkness slowly go away. It's not like that. The moment the darkness is there, the light. The moment the light comes, the darkness is gone. So just like that, the moment you generate the uninterrupted path of seeing, then occurred afflictive motion, afflictive obstruction is gone. And so once we understand and once we become familiar with that, right, and understand it, then we can abandon it, So right now we're not able to abandon because we are not familiar with that. And we don't know. I mean, when I say familiar, we don't know what it is. Once we know, then we will be able to abandon it.
Okay.
So because of having this cage or the net of the the ignorance, the grasping at the self, and of the ignorance of grasping at the self, then there comes in all these other delusions like attachment and anger and so forth. So because of grasping at the self, then all these other delusions, they come from this grasping at the self.
Yamana saya, yamana kuya, what yamana susu dapoja, the chen samba one the dini, kanji, kandi kamido, michini on you was.
And so just like the coronavirus now, it's also created by our attachment, our grasping at the self, grasping at the self of the person, and which, from where came the attachment, right? And so like it is said that, this virus came from certain kind of animal, by eating certain kind of animal, or eating the animal which ate another animal which has this virus, right? And so that got into this animal, and then people ate that in animal, and then from there came that the virus to the human beings. And so again, that also happened because of attachment, right? Because of attachment to the food, attachment to meat, and it says, oh, I want to have this food, I want to have this meat, and because of that attachment, then we ate the meat, and then we got that virus. So that is because of the grasping at the I and mine, like my family, my friend, my possession, like that. So because of that, then we get into this trouble. So so it is important, to not have this strong grasping at the I and mine. And I think this, this disease has given some knowledge, some understanding, to the people, and about Karsa Sosukola. And so this has, I think maybe this has given us a lesson, that that makes us to understand, we are all same in wanting to be happy and not wanting any suffering.
Zambali mo Bonsho ding kapte jaya chikta yores.
So this is really true, right? So all these people, all the 7 billion people in the world, are all like working hard, to overcome this one disease.
제 자가 네가 아니 가트랑한테 샤쇼라강이 주나 노쇼라강이 오고요. 노쇼라강이 주나 샤쇼라강이 오고. 나도 남이 주고 남이 땡중 세제랍 돼야 돼. 아니 오늘한테 따다 터면서
And also this gives some knowledge, about dependent origination, dependent arising, like when it affects, the East, it affects the West, the people in the West. When it affects the people in the West, it affects people in the East. So they're all like, dependent on each other. And also this also gives us some understanding about the death and impermanence, how the death is certain and the time of death is uncertain. Do you get some understanding like that when thinking about all this death happening with the coronavirus? And so it's really true that we're all going to die, right? We all know that that is certain, but the time of death is uncertain. And who's going to die? When are we going to die? Can we tell I'm not going to die tomorrow? No, it cannot, right? So time of death is very uncertain. And when there's a condition such as this, then it can cause death to anybody, right? And whether you're rich or poor, whether you're famous or not famous, whether you're young or old, that doesn't matter. Everybody is afraid of this. And so if we really have the understanding about Dharma, and especially on that topic of interdependent origination, then it's really, seeing this, situation going around now, can really understand, oh, it's really true that things are, dependent origination. And so anyway, so going back to the antidote and actual antidote. So the actual antidote, if it's antidote, doesn't have to be actual antidote. The medicine is antidote, to a disease, but not an actual antidote. So because when you take the medicine, disease doesn't go away right away. It takes time. Slowly, the disease goes away, right? So therefore, it's an antidote, but not an actual antidote. If it's an actual antidote, and just like I mentioned earlier, the light and dark, So when you turn on the light, the darkness goes away. Immediately, the moment the light comes in, darkness goes away. So like that. So when you blow a balloon and then you make a hole, the moment you make the hole, the balloon just, goes flat like that. And then it says when this is divided, the unended path of the hero's path of seeing, then there are 8 forbearances of the hero's path of seeing. And so anyway, so there are these 8 forbearances of the hero's path of seeing in relation to the 4 noble truths, right? And so each one, when you come to generate which one, then you abandon an actual obstruction, an actual the acquired afflictive obstruction corresponding to it. And as you achieve each of these 8 forbearances. Anyway, so this will come in more detail later. And so when it says here the definition of the uninterrupted path of the hearer's path of seeing, it's a clear realization of the truth of a hearer's, which is in meditative equipoise, one pointedly on the selflessness of person, and which serves as the actual antidote for the acquired afflictive obstructions, which are the objects of abandonment, which corresponds to it. And then after that, after the selfless, the uninterrupted path of the hearer's path of seeing, comes the path of release, of the hearer's path of seeing. And so during the time of the uninterrupted path, you apply the antidote, and then during the hearer's path of seeing, you are free from that acquired afflictive obstructions.
Okay.
And so the supreme mundane, the path of the path of preparation, supreme mundane, path of preparation, and the uninterrupted path of the hearer path of seeing, and the path of release of the hearer path of seeing. So those 3 are achieved in one meditative session. And so it says the definition, right? The clear realization of the truth of the hearers in meditative equipoise, one pointed on the selflessness of the person, and which is actually released from the acquired afflictive obstruction, which are the object to be abandoned, corresponding to the uninterrupted path, which induces it. And then it says when there's divided, there are 8 knowledges of the hearers.
Okay. And Shembazo Kalekale Yongole, Tendeza, Tilamochi. Iba, Teni Karma Yeti, Tolanja, Ponila stage and Yamaja in Tola Yamja ishi, Nipona stage and Yamaja ishi, was Lamduas.
And so then, so more detail of this, the 8 divisions, of the uninterrupted path, and the 8 divisions, of the path of release, will come more detail later. And so, and then not next, continuing with the next one, which is the neither of these two, neither uninterrupted path of the path of seeing, nor the path of release of the path of seeing. So that's the exalted wisdom of meditative equipoise of the path of seeing, which is neither of these two. For example, it says neither the uninterrupted path of the hearer's path of seeing, or the path of release into the path of the seeing. So it's, for instance, the exalted wisdom of meditative equipoise of the path of seeing of a hearer in one pointed meditative equipoise on emptiness, and the exalted wisdom of the meditative equipoise of the path of seeing of hearer in one pointed meditative equipoise on the emptiness of duality.
Tola Yamjaji Jadwa, Damela Sijin Yamaja, Damela Sijin Java Yindi, Damatola in was 바체물랑 튼 샤오글라 라이드 집에 담을 자야 봐. 던주고 된다 카카가 이래 던주다 소소 로조 제시 왔어.
Goddess Rayola?
단데 안에 변화 니디 돌아 냠자시 튼 샤바 담을라 라이드 집에 담을라 뜨지는 냠자시 가시라이 봐. 아니 니디 돌아 바체물랑 튼 샤오도 봐라. 아니 담을라 뜨지는 냠자시 강아지 되니 코 가차서 왔다. 다 되니 가가 이미 진세다. 때 차서 로조 제시 왔어.
And so here, and it says the meditative voice of hero's path of seeing. It says the exalted wisdom of the subsequent, and the definition of a hero in exalted wisdom of meditative voice of hero's path of seeing is a clear realization of a hero's truth, which is meditative equipoise, focused on one point only on selflessness, which is its object. Right? So it says which is its object, but it doesn't say that which is object in the unended path and the path of release. You see the point? So in the meditative equipoise, the exalted wisdom of the meditative equipoise of the hero's path of seeing, it says truth, which is the meditative equipoise, focused on the selflessness, which is its object, right? But in the unended path, it doesn't say that. Like here it says, a clear realization of the truth of the hero, which is meditative equipoise, one point on the selflessness of person. It's only the selflessness of person. It doesn't say selflessness of person, which is its object. So that's the difference, right? So study and find out the difference between those two. And then also here, talking about the exalted wisdom of meditative equipoise, exalted wisdom of meditative equipoise of the path of seeing of a hearer in one-pointed meditative equipoise on emptiness, and the exalted wisdom of meditative equipoise of the path of seeing of a hearer in one-pointed meditative equipoise on the emptiness of duality. And so why is that neither of those two, right?
Okay. Okay. Not. Then you mind but then you need to know show more Pachemala Marilla what that might be gentle courage the passions.
Yeah, so why is this not unended path of the hero's path of seeing or the path of release of the hero's path of seeing?
Okay, that's the homework,
That's the homework, okay?
Okay. Then we don't because I have now also 8:30. We're going to also Tibetans have to do puja and same as here. Therefore, not everyone cannot meet together. We do like that. Then I was very happy to see all of you. Please take care of yourself 1 week until Sunday. Then like that. Then I'm leaving the meeting. You guys also finish the prayer, okay? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Tom.